Welcome to our 7-day coursework for waist lining and healing, going over the foundations of waist lining all within 7 days. Welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to have y'all here. It's been a while since I've checked in with you guys in video form, and I just want to make sure I'm continuously feeding y'all with content without overwhelming y'all. So, I'm not going to talk too much. I'm just going to get straight into these videos. If you have any questions in regard to the step-by-step guides for waist lining and healing, be sure to check out my previous challenges from the winter season to all throughout. Each season has a challenge, so be sure to check out all old videos as well, where things may be broken down differently and it may help you differently. Be sure to comment down in each video and share pieces of what you're learning throughout this experience. Be sure to connect with other like-minded individuals throughout this journey. It's for all of us. We're here to expand, we're here to connect, we're here to further heal our womb space. Without further ado, welcome to day 1. We're going to be getting into the foundations of waist lining. So the primary focus of this video is to focus on seating ourselves in this position and really just trying to get a good feel for the position, because it can be painful, and a lot of you have stated that there has been pain when it comes to sitting down, and that's the first part of being in a seated waist lining position, is sitting. So I'm going to turn around and let's just get straight into it, guys. So to start, it's always wise to have some yoga blocks, as you can see. Completely optional, by the way, but it is very helpful if you are struggling to fully sit down comfortably. So I'll be giving you guys examples with and without the yoga blocks. So when it comes to being in a seated waist lining position, the focal point is making sure that you are seated with your hips open and engaged. If you're wanting to get to a point of having a neat waistline, but if it is too painful to start, there's no harm in having your legs closed. As you can see, my legs are completely touching. They're touching, or my thighs and my legs are completely touching one another, and I'm sitting directly on the heels of my feet, okay? So if they're touching, and let's say you're still feeling a lot of pain even in this seated position, this is where our yoga blocks come into play. You can start off with the shorter side, moving it close to your hips and holding them and finding your balance in them and just lifting up. It may not look like much is happening in the video, but I promise you, even something as simple as this, just putting your weight on the blocks instead of your legs, there's already an immense sense of pressure release, okay? And as your waistline, as you get more comfortable in the seated position, you can open your legs gradually, like this. Move your feet a little bit apart as you go, and before you know it, you'll be in a deep seated waistline position, okay? So something even like this, as you can see, my toes are still touching, but this allows me for ample waist movement. I can do exactly what I please with my waist, and I can slow it down, I can reverse it, I can do some ticks. There's so much that you can do while alleviating that pressure from your ankles, okay? Now let's say you still need a little bit more support. We're going to take our yoga blocks. As you can see, I have them facing the side, like this, but now I'm going to make it the long way. And you want to make sure you have some really stable yoga blocks. These ones are very solid. They're not flimsy, but you can see there's more height to it now. So with more height, that gives us a bit more opportunity to get more weight off of us, okay? But that means that that's also more engagement with our shoulders, with our arms. Now, before we get too much into the seated waist lining position and techniques, let's just go ahead and finish a little bit more of our stretch, okay? We can go ahead and do something as simple as this with our arms, just making sure we are also tending to our upper body, because like I said, all parts of our body is engaged in this practice, and you just want to be sure that you are well stretched out, and whatever stretching looks like for you. It doesn't have to be the exact same, these are just examples, but ultimately, moving your body and stretching your body is going to make a difference every single time. Now, if you're someone like me who doesn't have the best upper body strength, this might feel like it's the hardest part of it all. practice. You're implementing it as much as you feel necessary. And if it takes you longer than others, that is completely okay. This course is here for you to take your time, for you to spend as much time as you need, okay? As you can see, my legs are back and touching each other. I'm sitting directly on the heels of my feet. My toes are touching. And you can just implement some up and downs, okay? And this is just going to help you relieve that pressure that is on your heels at the moment when you're in this position. Okay? So let's say I want to do this, and we're going to start opening our legs. From here, put pressure off, and then put it back on. Relieve the pressure, put it back on. And from there, you should find more comfort and ability to go on the smaller end of the blocks and be able to open up your legs a bit more, maybe get closer to the ground. And from here, you have a more seamless whine. Now, when we're in this seated waist-lying position, breath is so important. Okay? I can't stress this part enough. Breathing is going to be your best friend. So when we're in this seated waist-lying position, again, if you are still with your legs closed, that is completely fine. But for those who want, a bit more of that waist-lying, deep seated position, we're going to keep our legs about like this, wide open. We're going to make a V shape so we can see our opening. We can see our toes from the front, back. We're here. You want your spine engaged. You want your spine tall. You want to be able to move this way, always with your back straight. Okay? I want you to take your hands, put them on your hips, and you're just going to rest them there. And while we're getting more comfortable in the seated waist-lying position, I'm just going to have you do simple side-to-side movements where we're just rocking side to side. We're taking some of that pressure off of one leg and applying it to the other, and kind of just transferring it as we get used to being in this position. It's going to be uncomfortable, but so is life. And this is going to really be helpful for getting comfortable with our legs being in this frog-like position, seated, and overall